Mexico is now pulling out of Miss Universe, and this could be the beginning of other countries. We don't know yet. But let me just read for you what Mexico's national pageant director, Lupita Jones, has written. It is a shame that because of these racist comments, she's referring to Donald Trump's recent comments, we will lose what the pageant has promoted and represented during so many years. Chelsea, have you been following what Donald Trump has been saying recently in speeches, even as recent as yesterday in Chicago? I mean, you heard what the Mexican official just said. Do you agree that they are derogatory and in some cases racist?
You know, when I heard everything that came out, the way that I interpret it was simply that Donald Trump was talking about the Mexican government and his concerns about the security of our borders between Mexico and the U.S. And I think the way that he was trying to get his position across is the fact that if there's any loophole, anything can come through. And I don't think he was specifying that specifically to Mexicans. I think he was talking about the lack of control that the Mexican government has on the border control and how that is directly affecting America today. In his comments, to me, it seemed like he was inclusive of anyone and everyone that would be considered a rapist, a murderer, a terrorist, not just the Mexican people. He said today and tweeted out that he loves the Mexican people. And I think it's very unfortunate that Mexico is pulling out of the Miss Universe pageant. You know, when I competed, Miss Mexico, Laura Elizondo, was one of my absolute best friends there. And the Mexican pageant always sends the most amazing title holders, and it really is a way of life for them. So I think it's very unfortunate that they've decided to pull their position at Miss Universe.
Just going back on what you said, I've read pretty thoroughly also on what Donald Trump has said, and he was pretty specific when he referenced Mexicans and calling them rapists. I don't know, I can't climb into his head, and I don't know how else he truly feels in his head and his heart. My final question to you, I mean, you've been around him when the cameras aren't rolling. Do you think he's a solid candidate for president?
I think Donald Trump is for America, and I think he's for the American people. I think he is kind of sight sets on making America great again. And in doing so, I think protecting our country at the borders is a big part of that. I don't think we can limit that and specify it to one group of people, one culture. I think anyone that has an intent to do something bad or ill will or create evil towards another person, regardless of their cultural background, is someone that we need to be aware of. As you know, stated earlier on your program, we have a lot of threats coming to America in this next week that we have to be very careful of. And I think that's something in general that he is standing behind because he does care about America. He cares about the American people. He cares about all people and cultures that want to come here and live the American dream.